The Unheard Symphony, Reclaiming the Life We Left Outdoors. This content is produced by the My Name is Climate Foundation. Welcome to our platform.
There is a sound you have forgotten. It is not the ping of a notification, nor the hum of the fridge, nor the distant siren that threads its way through the sound of our modern nights. It is a sound older than any language we speak. It is the symphony of life itself, and you were born to be a part of its orchestra. But we have, for the most part, left the concert hall. We have built walls of glass and steel, put up ceilings of plaster and routine, and filled the silence not with peace, but with noise. We live in a world of our own making, and we are surprised to find ourselves feeling lonely, anxious, and strangely out of tune. This is a journey back, not to a place, but to a way of being. It is an invitation to remember the life that is waiting for you just beyond your front door, beyond the edge of the pavement. The life we are forgetting moment by moment as we keep ourselves away from the wild, patient, and deeply wise world of nature. This isn't about abandoning our lives. It is about making them richer. It is about learning to hear the symphony again, to understand that the resilience of a mountain, the persistence of a river, and the patience of a tree are not just poetic ideas. They are lessons for a life of depth, meaning, and unshakable peace. So take a slow, deep breath. Let the air fill your lungs, and listen, not just with your ears, but with your entire being. The symphony is about to begin. Our lives are ruled by the clock. Our days are cut into blocks of work, our weeks into a relentless march towards a weekend that is often just a time to prepare for the next march. We confuse movement with progress and being busy with being important. Nature operates on a different clock. The deep, slow time of a mountain, the seasonal time of an oak tree, the patient, unhurried time of a seed waiting for the perfect conditions to grow. When we are away from this, our own sense of time becomes twisted. Everything feels urgent. We lose the quality of patience because we are no longer in the presence of its greatest teachers. Think of the last time you felt truly patient, not waiting in a queue, tapping your foot, but a deep, settled patience. The kind you feel when watching a cloud drift across the sky. This is one of the first feelings we lose, the ability to simply be in time without needing to conquer it. This constant state of low-level urgency acts like a numbness, dulling us to the deeper rhythms of our own lives. Our world is also designed mainly for two senses, sight and hearing. We stare at screens, and we listen to podcasts, news, and notifications. But what are the others? When did you last intentionally feel the texture of bark on a tree, or the cool, damp earth under your fingertips? When did you last stop to truly smell the air after a rainstorm? That unique, earthy scent of rain on dry ground? When did you last feel the unfiltered warmth of the sun on your face, without thinking of it as a brief moment before going back inside? By living in clean, controlled environments, we have bit by bit dulled the full range of our senses. Our senses are our doorways to the present moment. By closing them off, we are, in reality, closing ourselves off from life itself. We become observers of a second-hand reality on a screen, rather than participants in the rich, sensory world we were born to experience. This isn't a failing, it is a conditioning. But it is a conditioning we can unlearn, or rather that we can remember our way out of. That is the purpose of this journey we are on together, to learn to listen once more to the unheard symphony. Consider a mountain. It does not hurry. It does not try to be anything. It simply is. It has witnessed the rising and falling of empires, the shifting of stars, the fleeting dramas of thousands of years. In its presence, our own frantic urgencies are shown for what they are, temporary and often not as important as we think. To stand before a mountain is to be given the gift of perspective. Your worries about tomorrow's meeting, your regrets from last week, they all shrink against the backdrop of its immense, silent patience. The mountain teaches us that strength isn't about being aggressive or loud, but about a solid, unwavering presence. It endures blizzards, storms, and the searing sun, not by fighting them, but by being so deeply rooted in its own being that it cannot be shaken. What in your life could use this mountain-like quality? Where could you replace frantic effort with quiet, unshakable presence? Nature does not offer us easy answers. It offers us better questions and a grander view from which to see them. Now think of a river. A river does not fight things in its way. It flows around them. It yields, it adapts, it finds the easiest path, and in its yielding, it gains a power that can carve canyons out of solid rock. We are taught to be like rocks, to be strong, to resist, to hold our ground. But the river teaches a different kind of strength, the power of surrender, of flow, of accepting the landscape as it is and finding our way through it. When you feel stuck, rigid, or in a battle against your circumstances, remember the river. It doesn't cling to the banks. It doesn't look back at the waterfall it just tumbled over. It moves with the simple purpose of reaching the sea, embracing every bend and twist in the journey as part of its nature. This is the lesson of acceptance, not giving up, but an active, intelligent dance with reality. To let go of how you think things should be and to move with the power of how they are. This is not weakness. This is the wisdom of water. Finally, walk into an old forest. You are not just among individual trees. You are in the presence of a single, living, connected community. Beneath the soil, a hidden web of life connects the roots of every tree. Through this underground network, they share food, water, and even send warning signals about pests or disease. The strong support the weak, the old nurture the young. The forest shows us the great illusion we've been taught, the story of the lone individual. We have been told that success is a solo climb, but nature reveals a deeper truth. Nothing thrives alone. We are all connected. Our well-being is tied to the well-being of the community and the world around us. To feel separate is the core illusion of human suffering. The forest is the cure. It reminds us that to be rooted is to be connected. To be strong is to be part of a network of support. The journey back to nature does not require a special journey to a faraway park. It begins here, now, with 5 minutes. Your invitation is this. Sometime today, step outside. Find a single, small piece of nature. It could be a lone tree on your street, a patch of weeds growing through a crack in the pavement, the sky. For 5 minutes, your only task is to give it your full attention. If it is a tree, notice the patterns of its bark. See how the light plays on its leaves. Watch how it sways in the wind. Don't name it. Don't analyze it. Simply witness it. Be present with it. This is an act of seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. 5 minutes a day. That is the first step on the path home. It is a small hinge that swings open a very large door. The next step is to reawaken your senses. When you drink your morning coffee or tea, do it outside if you can. Feel the air on your skin, warm or cool. Listen for the sound of a real bird, not a digital one. When you walk on a patch of grass, take your shoes off for just 10 steps. Feel the living earth beneath your feet. Ground yourself in the planet that supports you. When it rains, don't just run from it. Stop for a moment under shelter. Close your eyes and listen to the rhythm of the drops. Smell the air. The world is speaking to you all the time through your senses. Your task is simply to learn to listen again. As you begin these small practices, you might think this is a private journey for you alone, but its effects will ripple outwards, touching everyone you know. When you become more grounded, you bring a different energy into your home. Your calm becomes a quiet invitation for your family to lay down their own hurriedness. You become an anchor of peace in a world that is often stormy. And for your children, this is the greatest gift of all. They learn not from what we say, but from what we do. When a child sees you stop to marvel at the intricate design of a snail shell, or listen with genuine joy to the song of a blackbird, you are teaching them a lesson far more valuable than anything they can learn on a screen. You are giving them an inheritance of wonder. You are showing them that the world is a beautiful, living thing to be cherished, not just a resource to be used. This is how you plant the seeds of a better future in the most fertile soil there is, the heart of a child. This quiet change also touches your friendships and your community. A person who carries the patience of a mountain within them is a better listener. A person who understands the flow of the river is more compassionate. Your renewed connection to nature makes you more connected to people. The final goal is not to be a person who visits nature, but to be a person who carries its wisdom within them. When you face a difficult decision, bring to mind the perspective of the mountain. See your problem from a great height against the backdrop of deep time. When you feel yourself resisting change, remember the wisdom of the river. Ask yourself, where's the flow? How can I adapt and move with this rather than against it? When you feel isolated, remember the forest. Recognize the invisible networks of connection that surround you. This is how nature stops being a destination and becomes your compass. A source of inner guidance that is always available to you, no matter how far you are from a physical wilderness. You learn that the wild is not just out there, it is in you. We began this journey by speaking of a forgotten sound, the Unheard Symphony. By now, perhaps you can begin to hear it. It is in the silence between your thoughts. It is in the feeling of your own steady heartbeat. It is in the quiet resilience that helps you face each new day. The life we forget when we are away from nature is the life of deep-rooted peace, of intuitive wisdom, of profound connection. It is the life that remembers we are not masters of the universe, but a humble, miraculous part of it. The world will continue to be loud. The demands will continue to come, but you now hold a key. You know where to find the silence. You know where to find perspective. You know where to go to remember who you truly are. The path is now yours to walk. It asks only for your presence. It asks only for your attention. It asks you to step outside, to look up and to listen. You are a child of this earth, made of the same stardust as the mountains, animated by the same life force as the forests. Welcome home.